Namaste.
Oh god! Yes, I've been muted for God knows how long over here. I think because I... Yeah, thank you. I think it's because I changed the name over here from DAO to MbL, and I need to change my mute hotkey for sure. The problem is that it kind of conflicts with almost everything. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah. I was taking a look at the map generation, and I talked about the civilizations for both these players. I guess we can just skip that, as opposed to me going for it for a second time, right? You probably already are aware of all the bonuses for Hindustanis and Teutons, right? In the map generation, I might not have said too much, but I think with the annotations that might have already given as much information as was necessary. Archer range coming in now. There we go. BH is here for both players, and we'll see a different approach. JorDan's got the stable already up. He's got no gold miners, so it's the only thing that makes sense for him. Meanwhile, MbL's got the archer range up. He's gonna try to put some pressure here, we'll see. Beautiful. So far, though, it's been pretty uneventful. And I am not really sure who between both these players is gonna be the one trying to put pressure? Who's going to be the aggressor over here? Against Doubt, we saw both these guys struggle big time, playing full defensive mode. Against each other though, it seems like MbL and JorDan, they are both going to try to put some pressure in. We see that JorDan might be able to get a village down over here. He's got to be careful. The Spearman's over there, so MbL will push scouts away. Meanwhile, down the south, MB's got some skirmishers. The one Spearman over here as well, putting some pressure down the south. There we go. Oh, it's open though! It's open! There is always that hole. It doesn't matter how small your trees are. There is always a hole, and here comes MbL. Now the chances of him getting a villager with 2 skirmishers and the spearman are not too high, but the scout makes a difference. And he's able to take a village down over there. Now he's got to be careful over here. These villages will take the units down. As the extra skirmish is coming a little bit too late, JorDan's able to get the walls up over there, but that's going to be first eco blob. JorDan, 1 village down over here, finds himself at a villager deficit already against MbL, of course. So long as both players keep the TCs working, that should be the case. Skirmishers coming out from JorDan, the scouts over here as well. He's going to try and clean these units up. If he's able to do that, MbL is not really going to have too many units to defend himself with. For the most part, just spearmen. So if JorDan is able to clean this up and then go forward, alongside the skirmishers, he should be able to take care of the spearmen and potentially make use of the scouts to get some damage down. We'll see though. There we are. There we go. Mark is on the way now for MbL. He's got almost enough resources to click up to the castle edge. JorDan, not by a long shot. He's going for wheelbarrow himself. There we are. Castle Edge on the way for MbL. And JorDan is behind. He's going for wheelbarrow to try and mitigate. His villager lost somewhat. At this point in time, he's got a good amount of food workers. That's going to compensate for not having the extra villager. Second stable is on the way for MbL, and JorDan's already aware of it. So he knows what to expect the moment MbL gets to the castle edge, of course. And the moment MbL gets to the castle edge, yeah, JorDan's gotta go for full spearman production. Right now, he's going for a few extra spearmen, actually. Here we go. Here come the scouts now from MbL. Didn't wait till the castle edge to go for cavalry. Should be able to clean up the majority of JorDan's units. And as the castle edge is going to be here for MbL very soon, it's going to have 2 stables to go for Knights with. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at JorDan, and JorDan's completely walled himself off, and we'll see if he actually is completely closed or if he's going to leave an opening somewhere. But yeah, the night production begins for MbL with JorDan. JorDan's halfway through to the castle edge. The same work account compared to MbL, and this is once again because of wheelbarrow and having lost the villager. Third archer range coming up though with JorDan. It's gonna go for full crossbowman over here. Well, 3 archer ranges. If it were crossbows, he would be going already for archers. So it's going to be cavalry archers, for which he's going for bloodlines right now as well. But in the standings, man, they do not have the strongest cavalry archers at all. However, it is going to work, should be able to work pretty well against what Teuton's got for the most part. Meanwhile, MbL is going for a monastery. Step on some monks over here, JorDan. Let's get into the castle age now. We're gonna see full cavalry archer production come in. And he kinda needs to go for it, to be fair. And MbL's trying to break through. Forcing some extra walls over here. That's going to result in some, you know, wood being invested into extra foundations over here, which will kind of nerf JorDan's potential for cavalry archer production eventually. We'll see. For the time being, it seems like the goal is the main issue for him. There we are. Cavalry archers, for the most part, doing pretty well over here with bloodlines, which is absolutely huge. JorDan was able to get much better trades he would have been able to otherwise, and that's a villager going down from MbL. Yes, sir. He does have a second TC though, and he's had it working for a little bit, so he's managed to extend his work lead a little bit. Meanwhile, JorDan's gotten the second TC up only now, so he's gonna be playing catch up. Same situation we have talked about in the past. We need a good amount of cavalry archers. Usually, I would say about 20 or more would be good for JorDan, ideally. And he definitely wants to get ballistics. He definitely wants to get a meat shield for that to work out of as well. If he's going to go just for cavalry archers, then he's going to need significantly more units. Probably north of 30, ideally 35 or so. That's going to make JorDan's army significantly stronger. Once again, still ballistics though. He needs it. Here comes JorDan. He's gonna try and get the raids going. Good reaction from MbL. JorDan needs to keep on roaming around still though. Cannot give up. After stumbling upon the second TC, there's plenty of exposed economy around for him to go and try to take advantage of. For instance, over here, this is already overchop. This is coming in, right? And MbL's going for a TC on the back, and he's gonna be able to get it. But this will not come for free. As JorDan's realizing about it, he's going to end up taking a few villagers down over here. Let's take a look. That's going to be one villager going down. Not quite. MbL's reaction over there is very good. And in the end, the TC is coming up, and MbL takes a single villager loss to JorDan's cavalry archers. That seems it would have been a lot worse had MbL not been paying attention over there. So he mitigates taking any extra damage. Now, well, we have 4 TCs for MbL total. We have 3 TCs for JorDan total. For economy, we have somewhat comparable upgrades. As a matter of fact, exactly comparable upgrades with Horse Collar, Bowsaw, and Wheelbarrow for both these players. JorDan's looking stronger in score, and it's gonna be because of the military count. It's gonna be because of the KD. MbL, technically looking stronger for economy. So long as JorDan keeps on putting pressure over here, he might still be able to hold on to his score lead and potentially even seal the deal over here. We'll see. Scorpion's coming out now for MbL. Forcing the Siege Workshop and the defensive Scorpions from JorDan is actually really good, considering the amount of resources and you know how much MbL had to spend to get his extra economy up, and now to get the defenses up. And JorDan, good unit control, won't commit really to take the Scorpions down though, instead. He's going after some economy, still without ballistics though. These guys are not the best. To be fair, even with ballistics, without thumb ring, these are not the best. But it is what it is for the time being. Yeah, MbL is surviving just fine, and JorDan's gonna keep on trying to catch up over here. Take a look, the worker production for JorDan, pretty high. There we go, nice pick over here from JorDan. Dropping the bucket though. MbL still about 11 workers ahead. There is a lot left to do over here for JorDan to effectively catch up, even if he is ahead in score. MbL's economy should be stronger the longer the game goes, and right now it's a very small difference though. Only about 5 extra minutes of gather economy time for MbL compared to JorDan. Beautiful. There we are. More villagers going down. Now we're a little bit closer, right? Only 8 extra workers for MbL. And the red player's gotta defend over here with all he's got. It's going to come at a price. It's not cheap to go for this amount of scorpions at all. There we are. Still coming in for JorDan. So we're gonna see a meat shield added into the mix, and this is so much better than just going for the CA, and we saw this in the previous series as well. So JorDan's about to start looking a lot more, you know, a lot stronger here, a lot more threatening against MbL. Here we are. Yeah, good pressure coming in from MbL though. Scanning to over 100 villagers, so now starts going for a little bit of meteor production. And scorpions and knights against camels and cavalry archers. This should be going favor of the knights and the scorpions, but I would say that that would be the case if we had a different unit distribution. Right now we don't have too many knights over here. We have a good amount of cavalry archers. We don't have too many scorpions, so let's take a look. There we go, the engagement's taking place right now. Big one it is as well. And JorDan was distracted, taking the knight down over there, but he's going to end up taking this one as well. So JorDan, as he is getting straight to the scorpions, he's going right after the expensive unit from MbL's army composition, and the red players are getting completely clapped out of here, pushed away. The knights run away for their lives. JorDan's gonna be the only player left with a good amount of army over here to potentially go forward and start putting some pressure. And it's not only the army he's got right now, but also a castle's on the way for JorDan. On the right hand side, it's looking great. Should be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon as well. We see a university coming out. JorDan's gonna try and rush it. Well, MbL is already on his way to the Imperial Age. Well, JorDan's definitely still looking the strongest over here, though. Take a look, 28-7, 4-1. Military ratio over here, favoring JorDan. We'll see. There we are. This could be really, really good for JorDan. Still no ballistics, mind you. He spent the entirety of the Castle Age without researching the upgrade. To be fair, we saw him go for the university, kind of a panic university over there just a minute ago, so ballistics was poised to come at some point, and he's got it on the way now. But it's been probably a little bit more of a struggle than it should have been. Gulam coming out now as well. There we go. Yeah, the pressure coming in from JorDan's just looking so good. MbL's gonna make a play for Cavaliers. Got 1 minute left to research it. Remember that they get 1 extra melee armor from stable and barracks units, the Teutons that is. in the Castle Lich and +2 in the Imperial Lich. So these knights, as they are, it's already +4, despite the fact that he doesn't have plate barred armor. However, JorDan is getting into the Imperial Lich now. He's got 20 camels and he goes immediately for heavy camel rider. And he's got to go for it. Heavy camel, Imperial camel. Put JorDan in a much better position against what MbL's got to work with over here. So let's check. The engagement coming up on the right hand side is not so much of an engagement. That it's just a massacre. The villagers are going down around the graveyard. We're gonna need more tombstones here. You know, the Cavalier do not seem like they are going to suffice. The amount of camels we have over here is just so big. Down the south instead, the Cavalier are coming over, and it seems like they will end up getting cleaned up by the camels, cavalry archers, and the TCs. Not the best position for JorDan over here to stick around the TC when it's fully garrisoned. While these units might have bonus damage against buildings, they are still pretty resilient. They are still, pretty vulnerable to arrow fire. We need plate barred armor for JorDan. Ideally, Imperial Camel as well. Meanwhile, MbL's got half of the year in addition to the Cavalier. JorDan's going for another castle. That's going to be the third one. It's not really been going for Golem too much. So it's most likely not going to be the unit he's going to be sticking to. There we go. Beautiful, more villages going down. MbL has been struggling to keep up with what was going on the right hand side, but he does have his own counter push coming out down the south. The Cavalier coming around from MbL. He's taking a bunch of villages down, and this time around, JorDan's not gonna try to garrison the villagers too much because he's got the camels over here already. But it's not looking the best. JorDan needs something. Take potentially in the half of the year, so he's gonna start going for hand cannoneer. I guess we could see potentially Shatagni come in for JorDan as well for the extra range on those units. For the time being, doesn't seem to be the case, and honestly, probably wouldn't make too much of a difference. Like, after all, if he was fighting against mobile units, mobile infantry units such as Gulans, such as Eagle Warriors, you know, World Raiders, then yeah, I guess the extra range does come in as a necessity. But against just half of the year, he can just work with standard hand cannoneer. He's gonna be fine. He can use the resources on something a little bit more important. There we go. Right hand side. Oh, the castle's getting spotted by MbL though! He had the monastery over here, was able to get 2 relics with this one. So the castle's getting denied, so long as JorDan doesn't realize about this and gets a quick wall or something. And interestingly enough though, population is very, very close. Military distribution is favoring JorDan still, but his military composition, while good, doesn't seem like it's going to allow him to push too heavily, right? The camels are not a unit to raid with. The hand cannoneer are going to defend the camels against the half of the year, and he's got a very small amount of cavalry archers left, and then he's got some light cavalry on the way, so it's not really an army to roam around freely and put pressure. Well, MbL's actually done a really good job over here overall. With half of the year for the most part, he ended up pushing so many villages away on the right hand side. Now he's got the third castle coming up forward, MbL that is, and JorDan, well, JorDan's got the castles that we saw earlier already producing the trebuchets. At the very least, 3 over here that we see. He's gonna try to take the castles down, and it seems like he's gonna be able to do it. The trebuchet ended up taking barely any damage as the camels were over there in place to defend them against camels. Well done. Castle's going down. Yes, sir. Beautiful. This gas is going down most likely not, and MbL is gonna be left on only one. He's trying to go for another one. Right hand side instead. JorDan already has a trebuchet on the way to try and take down MbL's castle. MbL's producing a trebuchet himself as well, try and take this one down from JorDan. It's very important for the bull player to try and keep this one up, of course, because he's using it to protect his gold income. JorDan gets 200 population. It's got so much more military compared to MbL. And there's another castle coming up, and what is MbL doing over there? You know, this castle could have gone down already to the trebuchets from JorDan. Now he's gonna try to take it down with 3 traps. Shouldn't really struggle against this too much. He's bringing the camels over to try and take the trebuchets down. We're gonna see one of these going down. The other 2 are going to get packed out. MbL's trying to pull these away from the danger zone. He's still going to end up losing 1 for sure, and probably 2, most likely 2 out of 4, while this castle still ends up crumbling. In the end, it's going to be just 1 trebuchet out of 4 going down, as JorDan does not want to commit over there. The castle came up and he was under double castle fire, right? Now JorDan should be in a position to come further forward and take the rest of the castles down. And if we ever see the trebuchets deploying over here from MbL, then JorDan should be in a position to put pressure and take those down as well. Let's see. Nice, there we go. Castle still staying up for the time being, but with 2 trebuchets, JorDan should be able to take this one down eventually, so long as he's able to push these villagers away, prevent them from still repairing this. Right hand side, it was JorDan the one to lose the castle in the end. Seems as if MbL might end up losing the castle anyway, though. But we have the Titanic now coming out from MbL, taking on the trebuchet. And it's very, very difficult for JorDan to keep the trebuchets up. So in the end, MbL's castle goes down to very low HP, but it's not going to be enough for JorDan to take that one, as MbL is keeping the castle up. However, at the center, JorDan's still looking very darn strong. After taking the castle down over here, it's going to be able to go and push for the final forecast from MbL. And then the red player is going to be completely exposed without too many fortifications to defend himself with, right? What these castles were doing for the red player was they were providing a kind of a stopgap for JorDan to get past before he was going to be able to go forward and actually put some pressure. After the castle goes down and the distraction, so to say, is sorted, that should leave JorDan in a much better spot. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, and the castle's staying up still though from JorDan over here, as is for MbL. And the red player's been able to get to 200 population himself. He's got Paladin on the way. Paladin on the way. JorDan instead. Oh boy, he's got Hazard coming in now. Yeah, JorDan's gonna start making a push for the right hand side instead. And this is what I was talking about. He got rid of the castles in front of his base. Now he's actually able to go forward and start taking some of the villages down from MbL. MbL on the other hand, has got a lot of paladin coming out with +2 melee armor. Of course, at this point in time, JorDan's got heavy camo already, so these are going to be alright against paladin. Just gotta be careful, of course, not to fight against the halberdier. Where are the hand cannoneer? The hand cannoneer completely out of position over there now. JorDan's trying to bait these units from MbL into the hand cannoneer so he can get a little bit of a better trade, but it's going to be pretty darn difficult. Let's take a look at it. There we go. Yeah, and for the time being, it works out, you know. Up in the north, the Hussar, the cavalry archer from JorDan, still putting a lot of pressure, and MbL crumbles to 177 population. Well, the same as JorDan. A moment ago, he was a little lower for MbL, but he spent so many resources going for the paladin, and he's gonna keep on trying to make the paladin play work, but he's running out of steam. Meanwhile, JorDan can't go for camels, man. He's got like no problems. He can go for camels, he can go for the Hussar. It's gonna be fine for him, I feel like. So gonna trebuchet it down over there. Let's take a look. Yeah, the trebuchet, we see one going down, two going down to the paladin, still two left over here. JorDan still takes the castle down. MbL is left are no castles, no fortifications to defend himself with, just DCs, which won't suffice against Hussar. However, JorDan's population has gone down significantly so as well, as he's trying to make the play for camels over here. It's pretty difficult. Ends up selling a lot of the surplus food that he had, and he could have tried to make a play for scouts, right? And with the amount of food that he had, he definitely would have been able to go forward and get a lot of pressure going. Remember, no fortifications over here left anymore for MbL, just DCs. However, in the end, his economy is not strong enough to go for everything. He ends up selling the food to get the goal that he needs to go for a few camels over here. Meanwhile, take a look at MbL on the other hand, and his own population is kind of starting to crumble a little bit. Both these guys struggling to get past 150 population once again or so, and MbL's just finished researching Onager. What is he going to use the Onager for? We'll see. There we go. Camels are coming in. And you know what? JorDan can actually raid with the camels. He's got 25 right now because MbL cannot really defend with Paladin. And the halberdier will still lose 1-1 against the camel. Oh, we don't have Imperial Camel over here, so JorDan's units are not quite as strong as they could be. But yeah, we'll still have the camels roaming around. So long as JorDan pays attention, he can still utilize the mobility to disrupt MbL's economy, and he's been able to do it for the most part. Now, these are very long games, guys. Remember, both these guys are fighting for a spot in the main event. These replacement qualifiers are going to allow two of these players to move on. Between Dowd, JorDan, and MbL, of course. Dowd's already performed well enough to be the first player to move on to the main stage, and now it's going to be whoever comes out on top over here between MbL and JorDan. So it makes sense that the players are really trying until the very end, right? So far, well, it's looking a little bit better for JorDan over here, despite the fact that we have a lot of extra workers for MbL. JorDan's got a much stronger military, and he's coming forward. If he takes the villagers down from MbL, then the red player is going to have just... well, nothing really, right? If he loses villagers over here, it's going to fall behind both in economy and military. Even Titanic Halberdier lose? Oh, that is a good point. Yeah, forgot for a moment over there about the extra armor. I guess probably not. I guess probably not. I guess the Titanic Halberdier are probably coming out on top. There we go. Here comes the raid though. This is what JorDan needs. He's able to reduce the villager count from MbL. He He's already ahead in military count. Right now it seems like JorDan's the only one putting pressure for the most part. Let's take a look at their economy time so far. That is a lot of extra gathered economy time for MbL, the extra villagers over here, despite having some of these being idle. Still allow MbL to get extra resources. Good shot! Get some camels. These are the onagers. You gotta be careful. He could have taken the onagers down, but he forgot. Or actually, he was not paying attention, or he was not feeling confident enough. Take on this. You know what? The military lead from JorDan's starting to disappear over here as MbL's catching up. The red player's done such a good job keeping up. Such a good job. And JorDan's going after the monasteries. Remember, on this map, we actually have a lot extra relics. Usually you will get a standard 5 relic count per map, but on this one I think you begin on 10, if I'm not mistaken, 10 or 11, something along those lines. It might be somewhere around 9 to 11, don't remember exactly, but yeah, MbL had some of the relics over here. He dropped these 4, right? And JorDan is the only player with relics currently, so it seems like it's 10 total. So we had 4 for MbL, we have 6 for JorDan. No, it is 11. It is 11. JorDan's got 7 right now, and we still have 4 over here, so JorDan's economy is going to be so much stronger when the gold runs out. How much gold do we have left? We have a very small amount of gold left. This one, JorDan's collecting from the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, this one is being collected by MbL instead. There we are. There we are. The onager is going down right there. MbL gets very close to taking the TC down. Cannot quite do it. Meanwhile, for JorDan keeps on going harder and harder. He's taking on the units from MbL over here. Going after the onager, and he's going to take it. MbL trying to get the relics back. Has been able to get 2 already. He's going for the final 2, and then JorDan still has 7 freaking relics, man. They're pushing MbL away from the right hand side, and while population's not looking quite as even anymore, and overall MbL is looking a little bit stronger over here. He's going to be the first one to run out of resources, given that he's got access to no gold on the left hand side, and the only gold mine on the right hand side got pushed away already, and now JorDan's gonna be the one collecting this. The old player is going to be in a much better position. Keep in mind as well that after the gold runs out, JorDan should be in a much better position because having almost twice the relic count compared to MbL. The gold units he wants to go for are going to be cheaper compared to gold units MbL wants to go for, of course, as well. And then down south, MbL's got some paladins still, getting some good rates going. JorDan's up idle in some of his economy, but he's bringing the camels, and it's remarkable that we are 1 hour and 7 minutes into the game, and so far no signs of Imperial camels from JorDan. He struggled to get the upgrade, and without it, these camels are kind of a shadow of what they could be only. We'll see how the year coming over from MbL. JorDan's been trying to get the walls up over here, just try and prevent the units from freely roaming into his economy, and he's done a good job for the most part. He's still open on the left-hand side. Shouldn't be too difficult for him to wall himself up over here as well, though. And there we are. Fantastic. Nice rates. With a half of the year, it's actually very effective for MbL. Given Jordan was going for Hazard and Camels for the most part. The hand cannoneer completely out of position, of course. He's pushing, not defending himself with it. Probably would be a good idea for him to just leave a few hand cannoneer on the back, but let's see. What a game, though. Such a power tug here. Such a back and forth. And it seems like this series might actually be the longest one, right? And it's going to compensate for the first two ones being somewhat short. Somewhat shorter. Here we go. Big shot! Good reaction from JorDan, though. Takes the Onager down right away. And then most of the action is happening on the same 20 by 20 tile grade over here. Although MbL still gonna keep on trying to raid over here. He is ran out of steam for the most part. Take a look at the right hand side, and I think he was collecting gold from here. I'm not really sure where he's collecting gold from, though. Left hand side, it's just... Oh, we have a little bit of gold over here still. That's about it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's actually more than a little bit. How on earth did he spot these resources, though? You cannot really see them with the ruins on top. He's got 1,000 gold left. And after that is gone, MbL won't be able to keep on going for any more gold units anymore. And he's gonna start making a play for scouts. Yeah, you gotta keep in mind though, MbL, he might get 2 extra melee armor on these scouts, but these are just scout cavalry. These are not even light cavalry. So JorDan, who instead has Hazard, should still have a much stronger unit to raid with. Scouts in a straight battle against Hazard from an enemy are going to do much better than any other scout cavalry unit would do for any other civilization because of the extra melee armor, but they do not have anything for pierce armor. So, you know, the extra HP of the Hazard as well, it's going to make a big difference. You take a look. JorDan's coming in here. You compare that to the scouts, right? And these are significantly higher HP, so they will significantly outlast MbL's units if it comes down to a raid race. A lot of farmers for MbL, yeah. Going full hair over here, JorDan. Just struggling to keep production going quite as heavily himself. He's got just 3 Hazard queued up and he's got 61 farmers. He's going to need more. And the forecast is coming in for JorDan, though. He's got 10 stone miners. He's pushing MbL away from the left-hand side. The Hazard coming in. The hand cannoneer still putting pressure. And JorDan is going to take the relics out of here. So MbL cannot put a stop to this and call to GG as JorDan takes game number 1 after a long struggle. 1 hour and 15 minutes for game number 1. JorDan comes out on top. MbL's going to be down by 1. 5 to 4 kill ratio for JorDan in the end. The stronger economy for MbL as well, collecting about 10,000 extra resources for society. We'll see, yeah, a much better position for JorDan. Throughout the game, he ended up losing 134 villagers. 134 villagers lost from JorDan. So he had more villagers than at the end of the game than he lost throughout the game. So it was a little bit better for him. MbL ended up losing 274 villagers, if I am not mistaken. 274 villagers. Yeah, and at the end of the game, he had 138. So you can see definitely the red player over here was the one to take the most losses. For sure. Not even close. Well done. There we go. For game number 2 then. We have Atacama here. We have for Civilizations, JorDan playing with Gujaras. MbL's playing with Magyars. Starting with Civilizations as usual. Oh, JorDan. Well, the Gujaras is going to begin with 2 additional berry bushes underneath the TC. He has the ability to garrison herdables inside mills, as well as the ability to garrison fisher ships inside docks. Not something that's going to be particularly relevant in this one, of course. But there's something else that Gujaras get as well, which is super strong. Remember, because this is played in the previous patch, Gujaras have 40% higher bonus damage from mounted units, so their camos are absolutely insane. As of the latest patch, that's going to be reduced to 20, 30, and 40% in the feudal castle and imperial ages instead. However, because of this being played in the previous patch, they are still going to be insanely strong. For the team bonus, Gujaras also get elephant and camel type units, training 25% faster. And welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying so far. And taking a look at the MbL Civilizations, well, with Magyars is going to have for the first bonus a 15% discount on scout linear production. That means the scouts like cavalry and hussar are going to come in at a cheaper cost, for 15% cheaper. Besides that, we get for Magyars villagers who can't kill predators with one strike. So around this map, I think we have tigers. I'm pretty sure that I saw a tiger somewhere at some point. Yeah. Jaguar even. Makes sense. And then on top of that, Magyars will also get for the team bonus 2 extra line of sight on foot archer units. Before I forget it, one very important bonus, and the last one that they get, is free blacksmith attack upgrades for melee units. That's going to be Forge and Aircast and the blast furnace coming in for free for them. So between the cheaper scouts and the extra attack for free, you can see how Magyars is a civilization that would certainly make sense on a map like this, being so open. Gujaras, of course, will still be very strong because of their higher bonus damage, right, from mounted units, but we'll have to wait and see how the players actually make use of the civilizations. Let's go and take a look at the map generation first. Hey, Clarava. Hi. We take a look at the map generation. We'll see the mingle on the left-hand side for JorDan. On the right-hand side, we have the secondary goal. We have the secondary goal over here on the right-hand side towards the south too. And this one, particularly speaking, is in a good position because of the wood line being here. We could see the bull player go for 1 tower, right? That will provide protection to his center economy pretty easily. Is this a replay? The games are recorded games, yes. The stream is not a replay, we are live. For the map generation for Mr. MB, instead we have the mingle on the back, which is beautiful, and it's really close to the TC. You know, you're not really expecting the guys to go for 4 walls on this map necessarily, but something like this will be very cheap for MbL and will be so good. Maybe something like from here to the berries, from here to the TC, and just securing this goal is fantastic. Besides that, he's got a secondary goal towards the north. He's got the other secondary goal towards the northwest over here, more west than north. And then the woodland's going to be close to the center, as is often the case, right? But it doesn't seem like he'll be able to protect this too much with a single fortification, the same way that JorDan will be able to do, for instance. Anyway, PLH is here ready for JorDan. He's got... Take a look up in the north. Yeah, there we go. You have a German flag in your title. Are you German? I am not German. The German flag in the title is for the player JorDan. He is German. And Doubt is Serbian, so he's got the Serbian flag. Still already on the way for MbL. JorDan is going for archers instead. He's collecting already some of the gold. Yeah, close to the TC. He's fine. Similarly to what we suggested for the walls for MbL to secure his own goal, we could potentially see something like this come up for the blue player as well. Maybe even around the goal like this would be ideal. We'll see. We are starting to send the units already, pouring some units through the map. Spearmen, scouts coming in from MbL. Which one is winning? Well, right now, JorDan, of course, is up 1-0 against MbL. If you're asking for my prediction, I would say JorDan is looking a little bit stronger compared to MbL. I would say my prediction would be 3-1 in favor of JorDan. If that's not the case, I think it'll be 3-2 in favor of JorDan. Otherwise, I think it's 3-2 in favor of MbL, but definitely favoring the German player over here. From what I have seen so far, MbL has been struggling as of late with tournament performance, and it makes sense. It's been working, I think, so it doesn't really have too much time, right? Has it been working or has it been studying? I don't actually recall too well. I think it's been working, right? So it doesn't really have quite as much time to commit to Age of Empires anymore, and he will still always remain a high-level player, but without consistently playing the game quite a bit, it's going to be hard to keep up with the rest of the scene as the meta evolves and the player's skills keep on improving, right? And the skill ceiling keeps on increasing in the game. Yeah. He is working as a driving teacher as far as I know. Oh, okay. Thank you. So he's working. Wasn't he studying a year ago or so? Was it to become a driver instructor? Anyway, he is roaming around. He's scanned the trap right now. JorDan's scanning the walls up. So far, the blue player is the only player who's lost a villager. And MbL's got to be careful over here because both these scouts, well, one of these scouts is very low HP. He cannot really commit to trying to fight against the villagers, and the quick walls from JorDan are coming in. He doesn't want to finish building these, by the way, because eventually he wants to delete the foundations. He just wants to get the foundations up enough so that MbL won't be able to walk away. Good to know that MbL still has drive. Oh. Go on. If I don't speak really good English, I hope you understand me. Yeah, don't worry about it. Your English is fine. You got a girlfriend apparently, so less time for age and more of other things, I guess. Yeah, most likely. Thank you for the information, guys. And yeah, in the end, you see, I don't really like JorDan finishing build on this. Those are kind of wasted resources. Now MbL's got skirmishers moving on. It's going to take care of the spearmen, the archers from JorDan, and it seems like it's going to be pretty uneventful from this point onwards. Although MbL does have, though, on the left-hand side, a few villagers coming forward, so it's gonna try and put some aggression. Girlfriend, the bane of professional gaming. Yeah, you know it. Well, Viper's done alright, Hera's done alright, right? But of course, those guys are full-time. I think Nilly's got a girlfriend that he never talks about or ever shows. Right? Or am I wrong? Well, and JorDan as well, but JorDan's also full-time. Regardless though, the game has somewhat stabilized over here. We're gonna see finally MbL do something with these 4 villages, and that's going to be a tower. If we take a look at JorDan's point of view, he knows about the tower, he knows about both these towers! I don't think he's got a woodline back to fall back to, so yeah, of course, the center is the most important area in terms of wood collection. Then MbL, both these towers should be able to push JorDan away. So what is it to JorDan's complete lack of reaction over here? It's gonna try and get the tower up right now, but this coming in so late. And take a look at that, the tower comes up already for MbL. MbL's gonna try and break through over here. Needs to garrison some units though, might be able to get a villager or 2 down from JorDan, but in the end, kind of just lets this one be. Yeah, and it seems like JorDan will be able to clean this up in the end. It's garrison some archers. Well done. So this tower's going down for sure, and JorDan's gonna be confined to the right-hand side instead. Isn't Ellie's girlfriend Ellie? Is that so? I wouldn't know. I have no idea. Love to see the Age of Empires couples though. Hera and Roxy, the Viper and Debbie, Little Trouble, and who was dating Little Trouble? Was it Sully Bonds? I think it was Sully Bonds, wasn't it? And now it turns out that it's Nilly and Ellie as well. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I'm not going to... Don't want to spread misinformation either, so I'm asking. Until I get confirmation, then... Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. Let's just... err towards no. Until we get confirmation. Anyway... Castle just on the way for JorDan a little bit earlier. He's been playing defensive over here pretty well. And MbL's very close to having enough resources to go up to the Castle Age as well. And notice, JorDan adds a second stable. This is huge. We know what to expect. It's going to be camels. And remember that they get 40% extra bonus damage in this patch that they were playing the series on. So, and the Gujaras are still super, super strong. I think Blue's going to die because he can't really organize his wood and food. I think it's gonna be fine so long as he keeps the walls up over here. If he gets to the Castle Age, starts going for camels, then that should be enough for him to clean these up. Let's take a look at gather economy time so far. It's fair on MbL. By a lot! 50 minutes of extra gather economy time for MbL. Damn! Here we go. Yeah, and the Castle Age is here ready for JorDan. It is here. And we see immediately camels coming up. Well, MbL's been able to disrupt JorDan's economy for the most part, by and large. JorDan's been able to survive over here just fine. And now with the camels coming out, that's going to be enough to push MbL away. And he will. Well done. Extra camels coming out. JorDan might want to consider going for some Srivansha Riders so he can get the raids going forward. Camels obviously not the unit to raid with. Are not going to be too resilient against DC fire, so JorDan's gotta be careful. Second DC on the way for the Wool player. Second DC on the way for the Red player. MbL's going for it a little bit earlier. There we go. Hey, Cold White. Hi. Cool Joe as well. Hope you guys are doing alright. We are casting the Ram of 3 for the replacement qualifier for the Grand Malay. So far, it's favoring JorDan in this series, but this is the third series that we are casting today, by the way. We already covered 2 earlier, in case you might want to see it. Beautiful push still though, MbL. Despite the tower over here, is going to sit underneath the tower fire and take a village down on the wood line. Just trying to disrupt JorDan's economy. The wood player is is with enough stone right now to get a castle up. So we're gonna see a castle come up at the center. It's extremely important. That's what we see more often than not, of course. Center castle is going to secure so many extra resources. So if JorDan managed to get enough map control to try and go for a castle around this area, that'll basically, well, I don't want to say it will knock MbL out of the game, but it will put the red player in a very precarious position instead. It seems like JorDan was trying to go for the castle a little bit more conservatively up in the north. There we go. I have seen so many replacement qualifiers. Is it just in case, or is it replacements to the state? Well, it has been. We have seen replacements already. In Red Bull Wololo Legacy, for instance, we had a replacement qualifier. In Kingstone, I think he was replacing Winchester in Red Bull Wololo Legacy. Right? And we also had somebody else replacing somebody else as well. I don't remember actually, but there were 2 players who put in the tent, and we had 2 players going in there instead. For this one, it's going to be pretty similar as well. We have 8 players participating in the main event of the Grand Melee, and 2 out of those 8 players are not able to attend the main event, so 2 of the players from the replacement qualifiers are going to be filling in the spots instead. Good to see on the way now for JorDan. Only 2 TCs for MbL. JorDan might be able to catch up and work account very soon at the castle. Provides defenses for his woodline, and he's able to stabilize because of this. But there's a lot of catching out to do. JorDan is still behind by an hour, a full hour, and almost 40 minutes of extra gather economy time for MbL so far, and that is remarkable, of course. MbL is looking very good. A tower on the way for the red player. Where's the villager? Yeah, it's got the villagers over here on the left-hand side. Shiransh Rider's coming out. The camel over there as well. Beautiful. And take a look at that. Yeah, those cavalry archers, even with blowlines, they're just going down to the camels. They're freaking fast. The camel goes down in the end, though. It's just going to be Shiransh Riders, and it seems like MbL's getting pushed away from here. The villager's going down. Well done. But JorDan and MbL gets pushed out. Yeah. 40C on the way now for JorDan. He's going full economy. Oh man, there's a lot of catching up to do still. Here we are. The blue castle's built. Ren's going to build I assume a trebuchet. If he spots it, so MbL already knows about the castle. He cannot really do anything until he gets a castle up himself and gets to the Imperial Age, right? For the time being, JorDan's in a pretty alright position. He's defending successfully. He's got the Shiransh Riders going forward, trying to get the raids going. Not really getting too much out of it yet. Here we go. Beautiful. Counter raid at 10 from MbL is not really achieving much of anything. He does manage to get a tower up though. On the other side of the TC, it's fine. JorDan's still going to have this woolen to work with. Bloodline's only now coming up for JorDan though! Oh, he was missing this all along. No wonder the Shiransh Riders over here. We're looking so fragile. MbL seems like he's gonna be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age as well. He's got almost enough resources, and JorDan's going for a siege workshop over here, try and take the tower down. So he gets access to the second woodland because this is eventually going to run out. Just going right now for Kshatriyas as well. That's going to reduce the food cost of military units by 25% if I'm not mistaken for the Gujaras. And MbL just seems to be saving the resource to go up to the Imperial Age. This should put the Red Player in a much better position after getting to the Imperial Age, and especially if he can get a castle up. Going for recurve bow is going to give the cavalry archers 1 extra range, 1 extra attack, and if he manages to get a good amount of units by that point, probably more than 30, 35 or so, he should be able to counter even the Shrivansha Riders over here, because the moment these units run out of agility, well, of course, the extra damage from MbL's units in the Imperial Age is going to be enough to take these down extremely quickly. Where's your favorite building / unit? My favorite building would be... favorite building. Well, it's gotta be the Wonder. You're talking about stuff that people actually go for? I think probably Krepos is pretty cool. And for unit, I'm not too sure anymore. In the past, it was definitely the Cataphract, but since DE came out and we have so many cool units, too many cool new units, I don't really know anymore. Kashik's pretty cool as well. The Chakram, of course, is fantastic. Urumi Swordsman, I wish that we would see more of. The castle's coming up for JorDan. Meanwhile, MbL is already on his way to the Imperial Age. JorDan, not even close. Not even close. The players we know to get ahead in work account right now. Let's take a look at Gather Economy time. It was 1 hour and 50 minutes higher for MbL. Now it's been reduced to 1 hour and 40 minutes higher for MbL. Still significant lead though for him. Actually, hour and 50 minutes still for MbL. Big struggle for JorDan to catch back up in game number 2. This seems like a much closer matchup, right? Compared to what we saw in the first 2 series today. These guys certainly seem to be struggling against each other a lot more. And if MbL ends up taking game number 2, we are going to have a 4-game series guaranteed. So let's check. There we are. JorDan. He's got some chakram throwers coming up. And you know about this man, MbL. He's in 22 cavalry archers. Got into the Imperial Age. Got trebuchets coming out right away. And of course, it doesn't need to go right away for heavy cavalry archers for a recurve bow. There are a bunch of other things much cheaper that he's gonna prioritize, right? We're talking about Bracer, we're talking about trebuchets. He needs to take the castles down so that he'll be effectively able to use these cavalry archers for raiding. So Bracer's on the way. Could see chemistry come up at some point. Here we are. Counter raids coming up down the south though. It seems like MbL didn't realize about this too early. Ended up losing 2 villagers, and the Shrivansha Riders are roaming around, guys. I'll be able to get a few extra villagers over here so far. These units from the Wool player have taken 10 workers in MbL. Probably will end up losing a bunch more over here as well, given that he obviously cannot garrison all his economy. Side DC over here, and we still have some exposed villagers. But this is not the only raid around the game. Up in the north, here come the cavalry archers. We have chemistry, Thumbring coming in for MbL. fantastic choke point for the red player. And the castles finally start crumbling for JorDan. Blue player doesn't seem like he is going up to the Imperial Age anytime soon. So with the castles crumbling over here, won't ever be able to go for Frontier Guards. He won't be able to mass enough chakram throwers, of course. Only the one castle left and very soon going down. He is looking so much stronger this game. Here are the Frizzy boys, they are coming over. The Magnus over here as well. The castle gets denied for the time being. Cherish is potentially going down over here very soon. There we go. He is committed to the castle over here. Should be able to get this one up. This kind of knocks JorDan, I don't want to say out of the game right away, but puts JorDan in a very awkward spot, because with this castle's range, the 9, a bunch of this will land. There's only going to be about this area available for JorDan to collect wood from, which MbL could deny with the cavalry archers as well. Without access to wood over here, obviously JorDan cannot really keep on going for too much. Yeah, JorDan goes on to call it GG. We saw the writing on the wall over here for a while. MbL, taking game number 2, equalizes the set over here, and this seems to be much, much closer compared to what we had before. Let's go and take a look at the achievements then. We'll see for military, a better KD for MbL, in the end is going to be about 9 to 8. Not quite as high, but very close. For the economy, we have a stronger economy for JorDan. In the end, he did end up collecting extra resources, so he was able to catch up, interestingly enough. But of course, it did not matter. The momentum we had seen come from MbL was too strong for JorDan to stop, so game number 2 goes in favor of MbL, the Norwegian player. And for game number 3, we'll see who gets a tiebreaker over there. Let's go back. And here we are, game number 3. Tiebreaker between MbL and JorDan to see who gets the lead in the series. No matter what, game number 4 is going to be match point, of course. Favoring whoever comes out on top in game number 3. So, Frigid Lake, Italians and Khmer. JorDan Civilization, the Khmer are going to have 10% faster movement battle elephant line units. We see in addition to that for the Khmer, no building requirements for the civilization. The blue player will also have farmers do not need mills or TCs to drop food on, as well as the ability to gather some village inside houses. And then for the team bonus is going to make it so that Khmer scorpion weapons get 1 extra range. MbL playing with Italians instead is going to have a 50% discount to go up to the next stage, as well as 20% cheaper gunpowder units. A 33% discount on university and dock upgrades, and for the team bonus. For Italians, we're gonna get access to condottieri from the barracks and the Imperial, which can be very strong. First player to go for the dock over here is going to be JorDan, actually, beating MbL just barely, but both these guys are getting docks up at somewhat comparable times. Let's go and take a look at the map generation then for both these guys, starting with Mr. JorDan. What do we get for the bull player? Well, he's got the main goal forward. He's got the secondary goal on the back. We have the main stone on the left hand side, and then the secondary stone is on the right hand side, very far away. The woolen over here is going to be super safe as well if he just goes for some walls from here to here, here towards the TC, right? Should be able to secure himself. The right hand side as well. He wants to wall like this too. And then he should be somewhat fine. The main goal wouldn't really be secure, but the secondary goal over here on the back would be. So let's go and take a look at the map generation for the red player. What do we get from Mr. MbL? We'll see the main goal towards the south. He's got the secondary goal up in the north. Both these secondary goals towards the northwest. And then the main stone is going to be forward. Secondary stone is all the way on the back left. If he goes for the walls in a way that he's going to make use of the forest over here, he's probably not going to be able to secure any of these resources, of course. But if he goes for the walls, let's say from here towards DC, should still be able to secure the main goal in any case, and that will end over here. So I would say both players pretty comparable map generations overall. Little scout skirmish. Who comes out on top over here? Probably whoever turned at the end. Okay. JorDan comes out on top. Now, let me go back 30 seconds because I want to take a look at this. Did JorDan turn around when MbL was targeting him? Let's check. JorDan. It seems so, yeah. It seems like whoever turns gets the better engagement, apparently. Since we are the both JorDan and MbL doing qualifier, and they're like some of the best in terms of consistency and skill. Well, for JorDan, I think he's pretty consistent these days. He's been, you know, playing Age of Empires a lot. He's full-time Age of Empires these days. Well, MbL is not playing quite as much anymore, so that obviously comes at a price. Takes its toll. This MbL's got a regular job right now and a girlfriend, if my chat's to be believed. It certainly had an impact on his performance for Age of Empires. JorDan, on the other hand, JorDan seems to be pretty consistent himself. But of course, consistency and skill level are going to be two different things. You can be very consistent and still not be a top 10 player. I would say that with only 8 spots, and 6 of those being up for grabs for the qualifier, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily surprising that MbL and JorDan didn't make it straight away in the first qualifier, given how much talent was present in the original qualifiers. Hey Daniela! Hi! Welcome back as well. Village here now for both these guys, and see a fire galley. 2 fire galleys coming out. MbL's got 2 dogs. Meanwhile, JorDan, it's got demolition raft coming out. And you can see by going for the demolition rafts over here that JorDan is giving up on the water. He's just taking advantage of some of the food that the fishing ships have provided. And then he's going to kind of give up on it. All that he wants to do really over here is just go forward and take the fishing ships, because with only 1 dog over here, he knows about the second dog from MbL, he won't be able to keep up. So here comes JorDan. And MbL just ran out of food! So the fishing ships do not seem like they are going to be together anymore. And that was so nice for MbL. And that was completely luck-based, of course. It was not something that he did on purpose. They just had run out of food naturally, so they kind of scattered around. And in the end, it's going to be only 1 village going down over here. MbL still going to get the better eco KD with 3 fishing ships going down from JorDan over here. It's going to be a 3-2-1 eco KD favoring MbL. And JorDan, well, JorDan is the only player with a scout left. We take a look at MbL. He's got no idea where JorDan is. He's got no idea what JorDan's going for. Obviously, the uptime is going to give you a hint, and in this case, it's going to tell MbL that JorDan was not necessarily trying to fast castle, otherwise he would still be in the Dark Age, or would be getting to the Field Age only now. However, the blue player, by losing access to water over here, is going to need to prioritize land pressure, and he's got an archer range. And he's got the archers coming out. He's got 3 so far. 2 are coming forward already, and he's got to be careful. Remember, without fletching, these units are not too strong. He does have fletching, mind you. And he's got a fire galley coming out, so he's gonna try to make a play for water once again. but most likely just to take the fishing ships down from MbL as opposed to trying to get water control to go for extra fishing ships himself, I would say. JorDan's gotta be careful! And the archer's coming in! Oh, he could have actually come in the end. Just going to bring the archer back, and he's got 3 over here to put some pressure. Now, the range of these is not particularly high. So he will need to go around here and then start putting pressure from the south, and he's going. There we go. We have the demolition raft over here for JorDan as well, so it seems like he actually will try though to make a play for water control over here, not just the fish ship. So let's take a look. Archers are coming forward now for MbL as well. It's going to be the counter push. The stock is going to have its units ejected very soon. JorDan's trying to repair it. It's going to be pretty difficult. He's got to be careful. And there we go. We have the fire galleys come out over here. He's trying to bait the red player into clumping the units together. He cannot really do it, but still in the end, MbL is going to end up taking a good shot over there. Now that JorDan's got a higher HP pull, and the units he's got left should be able to go forward and take these units down. Meanwhile, MbL is going to try and get a demolition raft over here to hopefully not lose control of water altogether. And still have the archers down the south from JorDan. We still have the archers up in the north from MbL. So far, no one's been able to get too much damage of anything. Oh, big shot over there though. 2 fire ships and the villager going down. Damn. Absolutely fantastic. You gotta be careful then and pay attention to your units. When you're surrounding an enemy dock like that, especially if it's garrison, you gotta know that a demo's coming. And finally, JorDan Scout goes down. Extra fire galleys in the end now for MbL as well, and JorDan is being able to catch up though, for the most part, and work your count. Despite being the only player without fishing ships, he did manage to get more villagers out. All of this because of the higher idle TC time for MbL? Yes. There we go. Yeah. Both these players are still going to be fighting with claws and teeth over the center, and while MbL is the only player with fishing ships currently, JorDan's in a position where if he is able to take the fire galleys down, then he should be able to go after the fishing ships and take those down too. Here we go. Let's take a look down south. There we go. Demo shot coming up against the fishing hand side. Still more fire galleys left for JorDan. Here's the demo. The bull player as well. Trying to beat these units together. That's so close. Gets one down. Chunks a little bit of HP off the other one. Meanwhile, MbL is going to keep on trying to make a play for center. control on land. I see he's got archers coming up over here. Jordan's got skirmishers and archers. Now it's going to be a little bit harder, right? The players need to micro on both fronts, the water and the land. Seems like MbL is not microing on land whatsoever, so he's just getting cleaned up. Gas is on the way for both these guys at about the same time as well. It's just going to be a difference of about 12 seconds favoring MbL. But JorDan, in all honesty, is looking really good. He's got a horse collar. He kind of needed it because of not having fishing ships, of course. So he's been going for farms. Because of Khmer, his food economy is going to be so much stronger compared to what MbL's food economy is going to look like when he's got no access to water. He's got a horse collar, MbL hasn't gotten it yet. And yeah, the red player has already started going for a bunch of farms over here. So the game is looking better for the Khmer over here, for JorDan. Come the archers from JorDan after cleaning up. Most of MbL units back home. Now he's gonna be the one putting pressure and pushing the villagers away from berries over here. Actually, disrupts MbL's position quite a lot because the red player, without access to water anymore, so he's been banking on fish ships for the most part, is in an awkward position where he's gotta go for farms, cannot collect the free berries anymore. And it's completely out of water. Meanwhile, JorDan is not going for the war galley upgrade at all. And here comes the MbL. It's gonna get full center control. We have a trade cog coming in for MbL, and that's gotta be a misclick. He must have meant to go for a demolition ship, of course, but there we are. Trade. Don't take the dock down. Yeah, MbL is just not gonna trade. Second TC is already up for JorDan. Second TC is up for MbL, and we have on the left hand side. Third TC just coming up for MbL as well. You know, I don't know if JorDan would actually realize about the trade cog over here. I think MbL... Yeah, there we go. Just leave it. Just leave it and take the resources. Yeah, you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. He's getting 5 per trip over here. That's going to add up. If you can at the very least pay the units off, it's going to be great. Free resources. As a matter of fact, probably would prefer for MbL to go for another dock on the right hand side, but of course that would only be good for him so long as JorDan is not paying attention whatsoever. The moment JorDan realizes about the trade cargo over there, is probably just going to end up deleting the dock. No more navy coming out for the bull player. Hey, there we go. JorDan realized, and that's the final bit of gold that the MbL is getting out of the bull player. No treaty here. I think he ended up getting like 20 gold total? Probably. 15 or 20. Good push. Yeah, and JorDan is certainly the one putting the most pressure over here. MbL is just playing full defense. This puts JorDan in a very good position. He's got a bunch of knights coming up. Taking the archery down over here is going to expose one of the villagers. MbL could now loosen this one. If he doesn't, still going to be alright because he's prompting MbL to spend a lot of resources just trying to keep the archery range up. You take a look at MbL and MbL spending quite a lot. 4C choice shot for JorDan as well. Yeah, and it seems like he's gonna be putting all the pressure, calling all the shots in this game. Beautiful snipes over here though, all the pressure just going down, and he has spent so many resources going for these. And the Knights are already getting so much damage done. This is absolutely fantastic. JorDan has played this game really well. From the very beginning, trying to just take on the fishing ships with the demo over there, not overcommitting to water. Did not work, but the call was on point in my opinion. From that all the way to the way that he was able to get Navy units out, put him in a very good spot. Let's take a look. Now the siege coming out, and he's got scorpions, interestingly enough. Scorpions coming out, okay. He's gonna try to ramp the pressure up. He's gotta be careful though. Bloodlines, chain border armor's coming up. Yeah, you know, Knights and Scorpions are still going to be pretty strong overall, I guess. Just not necessarily what you're expecting to see over here, given the Magnums are going to be so much more effective at very nice conversion attempt over here from MbL. JorDan is out the lead in the Knights. So yeah, in the end, nice quick walls over there. JorDan ends up the lead in the walls. That was sorry, the Knights as well. So in the end, it's going to be Knights and Scorpions by the looks of it. We have extra units coming up. There you are. Oh man, this is so good. It's getting so much damage done. Go. Fuel just going down over the MbLs, down to 17 workers lost throughout the game versus 3 from JorDan. And the interesting thing is, despite the fact that MbL's been playing defensive for the most part, he's got 40 Cs and he's going for the 50 C right now. It's actually behind and working out by a lot. We have 22 extra units. Pretty economy for JorDan. He's getting some good damage down over here. The Scorpion, the Mangonels are moving over to the center as well to try and deny the TC. And we even see a Monk coming up, and MbL's committed to this one. We have the Knights over here. The Monk is going down to the cavalry archers, and the TC will come up, but at a cost. As MbL ends up losing a bunch of villagers over here as well, he's going to crumble down to 83 workers compared to 113 from JorDan. We had 30 extra workers already for the blue player. The militia ship over there not really achieving much of anything against the Knights. Fortunately for Mr. MbL. There we are. Forecast on the way now for JorDan as well. And MbL. Yeah, no wonder. With a much smaller economy, does not ever manage to get anywhere near enough resources to defend himself against this very strong push. Relentless push from JorDan. And it's going to end up calling the GG to give game number 3 to the German player, who's going to find himself on a lead right now, 2-1 against MbL. And of course, let's go and take a look at the achievements one more time before taking a look at game number 4, which is going to be match point already. First off, we see for military a better KD for JorDan, and the end's going to be about 3-2, very close to it, a little bit lower than that, but still very close. Stronger economy, by a lot, collecting about 9,200 extra resources. And throughout the game, JorDan didn't lose a single villager. He lost 3 fishing ships, but not a single villager. Meanwhile, MbL ended up losing 20 villagers. He ended up losing 7 fishing ships, and overall, JorDan performed really, really well in game number 3. So let's go back. And we are in game number 4 then. Match point already. JorDan on the lead. 2-1 against MbL. The fight or the final spot in the main event is real. JorDan is going to be playing with Bulgarians this time around, while MbL is playing with Bohemians. And that means that JorDan is going to have, the will player first off, a 50% stone discount on TCs. As well as access to crab post. We're going to see for Bulgarians also militia line upgrades for free. And they also have a 50% food discount on blacksmiths and siege workshop upgrades. Well, for the team bonus instead, they're going to get 80% faster working. There we go. 80% faster working blacksmiths. Bets? No bets today, George, because these games were cast yesterday originally in the main channel. I could not cover these yesterday, so I'm casting the recorded games today, but these already, like, the results are already known if you go to League P or so. So you cannot do bets. Hey, Tanthbrick. Hi, welcome. No problem.
Ano.
Taking a look at MbL Civilization on the other hand, Bohemians will get access to chemistry and hand cannoneer in the Castle Age. They have 25% higher bonus damage from spearline units. And then in addition to that, they get free mining camp upgrades. A 100 wood discount on blacksmiths and universities, and then finally sanctity and fervor will affect villages as well, so that's going to be extra HP and extra movement speed. For the team bonus, Bohemians will get also 80% faster working for one of the buildings, but it's going to be for the market for them. Regardless though, we've taken a look at the civilization already. We can take a look at the map generation, but usually Ringoreeds is going to be super fair in the way that it generates. Let's take a look at what we get over here. Starting with the bull player, it's got the main goal forward, so this one is kind of exposed. We have the secondary goal on the back, and then we have one stone inside the walls, the main one, and then the secondary stone is going to be outside the walls in front. If we take a look at MbL on the other hand, we're going to see that the red player has the main goal inside the walls, but this one is not going to be quite as forward as JorDan's. You can see that JorDan's is still a little bit further forward. Besides that, taking a look at the rest of the resources, we'll see the main stone on the back for MbL, which is great. He's got the secondary goal on the back over here as well, very close to the wall, so it's nice. And then the rest of the resources will be kind of exposed, right? The gold over here, the stone. Certainly will make the fight over the center extremely important, especially when you keep in mind that this is kind of like a third gold for MbL, right? And JorDan, yeah, his own goal, which I forgot to mention, is also going to be forward in front of the gate over here, and both these players will want. They control the center. It's going to give you extra gold, it's going to give you extra stone, it's going to give you extra food, so much extra food. With all the shorefish, the berry bushes, and the hunting available at the center, it's no wonder the players usually are going to fight over this more often than not in the fuel age. JorDan will be the first player to get to the fuel age though. Meanwhile, MbL is going up a little bit later with one extra worker. Let's take a look at this. It's favoring MbL for sure. Now JorDan's getting to the fuel age, so he will be able to get another hit against the scout. He's gotta be careful, but the man-at-arms is coming in from JorDan. We have a barracks on the left-hand side somewhere. Yeah, on the back for JorDan, and then he's got an archer range coming up, a sneaky one. Come the scouts though. The one scout, the man-at-arms, and he'll be able to get a village down, I think. Should be able to Oh, one extra hit, and that is so close. Well played, MbL was able to save the villager over there for a moment, but in the end, it will be JorDan, the one to take it. It's going after the second villager, most likely won't be able to take it. Instead, it's going to try and take the gates down to allow the extra Minotaurs to come in. We do have 3 Minotaurs in the end for JorDan. Remember, the Minotaurs upgrade comes in at no cost for Bulgarians. So if you have militias come out, they automatically turn into Minotaurs for free. Once you get to the field age, of course. Lone swords, once you get to the castle age. So on and so forth until 200 swordsmen. Alright. Towers coming up for JorDan as well, and MbL. MbL is going for a tower for himself as well. Let's take a look. Just at the last second! JorDan manages to get the palisade foundation over here. A little bit built, preventing the archer from coming through, and now he's struggling. Yeah, the foundation over here is not really holding on for very long, so JorDan's just going to get pushed away from the center in the end. But this is not too bad though. The blue player has already taken advantage of so much. In the center, he's already been able to get so much food that honestly doesn't really matter, right? If he gets pushed away from here, because it's already kind of like it was worth it already. Whatever resources he spent going for the mill over here is already more than recuperated by getting the extra resources in. Archers without fletching are not particularly threatening from MbL, so JorDan's just going to get a little bit closer to the tower. And he's going to continue fishing over here. He's going to be fine. Now he's going for the wall on the left-hand side. And MbL's going to try to react to this. A little bit too late though. And we have a stone wall coming up over there from JorDan already. He realized about the archers coming in, of course. Still without fletching. By the time the archers were able to range the villager from JorDan over there, means that MbL won't be able to get the villager down. On the back of MbL's base, JorDan's got the Minotaur still, and he's looking strong. JorDan's been able to take the most advantage of the center. He's been able to completely wall MbL off the center, so MbL's units are kind of trapped over here. It was only a matter of time until MbL's looking stronger, work count because of it. Let's take a look at gather economy time. It's been better for MbL, despite the fact that JorDan was the only player actually collecting resources from the center. Interesting. Beautiful. So good for Mr. JorDan. MbL will be the first player to go up to the castle. JorDan's making use of the market to try and balance his economy a little bit. But yeah, you gotta respect Bohemian mining upgrades for free, man, because it's just insane. It's just insane. MbL has managed to collect a lot of extra resources, despite the fact that JorDan was the only player with access to the center for a very long time. Of course, it doesn't help when JorDan's got so many... Yeah, there we go, the village is idle. Realizes about it. Goes for a house. And the Bull player should be on his way to the Castle Age as well very soon. However, MbL is going to have him beat. 100%. Yeah, 100%, of course. How much is it going to be for, though? I'm not really sure, really. Give me a second, let me get myself some tea. Very important for my voice. Okay, thank you. And good defense for MbL as well. JorDan. Still about a minute and 25 seconds away from the Castle Age, while MbL goes for a defensive castle right away. JorDan was going for some stone walls over here, and MbL will be able to eventually clean this up, or maybe not necessarily clean it up, but should be able to eventually break through. Well, JorDan's collecting a lot of stone himself. He's gonna try and go for his own castle once he gets to the Castle Age. Not right away, he doesn't have enough. Anywhere near enough. And we know the Bulgarians, they get a discount, of course. Stone discount on TC, so he doesn't need to go for any extra stone for the TCs. It's going to be wood the limiting factor right now for JorDan. But what he could potentially go for, though, that's going to be cheaper, of course, and Bulgarians get access to, is Proposed. We'll see. Nice snipe over there. Fantastic. And the game has stabilized for the most part. There we go. TC is coming up now for JorDan. Well, the second TC is on the way for MbL as well. So I'm very curious as to what JorDan's plan is over here. Still collecting stone quite heavily. He doesn't need anywhere near as much to go for the TCs. I imagine then it's going to be Oh, there we go. Yeah, he did go for the Krepos at the center. I just couldn't see it in the minimap because it doesn't have an icon. Alright. There we go. 30C is already out for MbL. JorDan's not going for a 30C just yet. He's gotten the cripples out, but he's not really done much of anything with it. Just hold his position at the center, but no conics are coming out. Obviously, he can't really do much or anything with this one. Wouldn't be able to go for trebuchets from it, even if you got to the Imperial Lich. That's just from the castles. Yeah, and MbL? Well, MbL starting to pull ahead a little bit. If he keeps all 3 TCs working, of course, gonna start pulling ahead in work account. We'll see even Horse Scholar coming in. Finally, he's got Wheelbarrow, while JorDan does not have Wheelbarrow. We have Bosa for MbL as well. And this is such an interesting situation. It seems like we might end up getting a full series over here. Purple's coming up on the right hand side from JorDan though, trying to target the TC, and then we're gonna have both these CCs left for MbL still to work with, of course, so this doesn't end the game, not anywhere near that for MbL, but yeah, JorDan's got a third TC on the way over here. Still struggling for resources. A castle is on the way for MbL though. Well, this is going to take on the crab post for sure. Nice, nice. Yeah, and you know, castle's coming out for sure. He's got it. The game is going to remain pretty uneventful until we make an eventual transition to the Imperial Age. As we have defensive Krepos over here in front. MbL is unable to come over to JorDan's side just yet. It's gonna need the trebuchet, it's gonna need to take it down. As we have a defensive castle over here on the right hand side. JorDan's really unable to do much of anything with this one, with this Krepos. Connick's coming out though. JorDan's gonna try and keep the Connick, the crab post alive, and he should be able to. There we go. Well done. Good unit control, by the way. Fantastic. Wow. Wow. Well played. Well played. JorDan takes the ram down over there. It keeps the crab post up. MbL will be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age though, and this is not something that should surprise anyone. Bohemians are just so good. In a similar situation, so other civilizations, they are going to come out on top in terms of economy. There we go, and of course in the later stages of the game, they're going to be extremely strong with access to Pivnita, Rise, right? Getting access to chemistry. During the Castle Age, potentially while going out to the Imperial Age, we could see the bombard cannons coming out right away. We could see potentially for the Bohemians, as soon as they get to the Imperial Age, the trebuchets come out to complement the bombard cannons too. Yeah. Well done. Scout gets converted. And the Enderman goes down anyway. Yeah, and the Crepple survives over here, but JorDan is so far behind. He might be ahead in worker count right now, might be ahead in military count. But the military he's got is not anywhere near as strong as it should be. Only now he's getting scale power than armor. Only one he's getting +1/+1 for his cavalry. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to click up to the Imperial Age anytime soon. Meanwhile, MbL's in a much better position. There we go, 10 seconds left, and MbL is gonna be there. JorDan's going for a last stand push here. As MbL gets it to the next stage already, JorDan knows exactly what's coming up. He knows exactly what to expect, so he's gotta go for it. Make a play for the castle. Try to take it down. He's got a third round coming up over here. I would honestly love if he went for a 4th ram as well, but I don't know if he's going to have the time though. He already has a good amount of conics over here. Potentially take the castle down. Or take the rams with. Potentially take the castle down. He's going for bloodlines. He was missing some upgrades still. Doesn't have iron casting, but he already has chain bar than armor, which is the most important thing, of course. Plus defense. And that might actually give him enough time, and he did get enough time. And here he comes! Here comes JorDan with all the rams! He's got conics, he's got scouts! He's got knights on the way right now, and here come the conversions. Let's see if JorDan's going to take the monks down. He's going to, but the conversions do end up connecting! MbL's bringing villagers over to try and defend the castle with, but he won't be able to do it so long as we have the conics over there, and the conics are going right away against the bombard cannon. The bombard cannon is going to go down. There's a lot of units going down over here, though. The conics are still going to stay up. And the rams, well, we have 3 left over here, and JorDan needs to go for more. He's got another one queued up. He needs to go for more conics, and he does not have any queued up. He's just trying to hold on with whatever he's got over here to take. Castle down to take the TC down over here. And in all honesty, MbL should be able to keep the castle up though. With the amount of villages he's got over here, should be able to garrison them inside the castle. I'll garrison them on the right hand side, take this down. He would end up losing a few villages for sure, but yeah, trying to fight the knights off over here, for instance, that is not good. That is not good, and in the end, we have a bombard cannon coming out over there. Still 3 rams over here from the bull player. And my lord. Conics are going up to the rams. We have the extra conic coming over here from JorDan as well. And the castle's being repaired for more than it's losing HP for. Seems like the TC over here might end up going down actually earlier than the castle. Just because of the AoE damage of the rams over here. You can see that JorDan is not giving up. He's going to keep on going for more. He's got light cavalry over here. He's got the conics as well. And MbL's drop in population as well. About 19 military units. Actually 19 villagers. 13 military units. Meanwhile, JorDan is in a much better position, and the TC goes down. The castle stays up over here, but we have a very small amount of villagers left for MbL to repair this with. So JorDan keeps on committing to the ram push, and he's got a second wave of rams coming out very soon. Should find himself in a very good position. Meanwhile, MbL is bringing the dismounted conics he took from JorDan. He's gonna be able to hold on to the castle for the time being, and JorDan's, of course, gonna try one last push, this time for realsies, of course. Now he's got the rams, however, he would definitely need a 3rd ram, potentially a 4th ram, but in the end, doesn't seem like he'll be able to actually protect the push, though. Doesn't really have too many units, and losing the Crepus over there means that he doesn't have access to conics anymore. I didn't see a 3rd ram coming out, for instance, for the blue player. Instead, he's trying to get the raids around the map, and it's been pretty darn difficult, especially now that we have bombard cannons for MbL. He's in a much better position as well. And we do have more Bohemian conics than Bulgarian ones. You guys know where JorDan's from? JorDan is, I mean, if you're asking about the city, I wouldn't really know. You probably would have to take a look at Wikipedia. We know that he's German, but I don't know what city. Forecast is coming up for MbL and JorDan. JorDan, man, he doesn't have anywhere near enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age. He lives in Munich. Ah, okay. There we go. Thank you. And yeah, doesn't seem like he'll be able to keep on going this game for much longer. MbL with all of his defenses, with the castle, the TCs, the 4 castles over here, should be able to prevent JorDan from freely raiding anymore. So, unless JorDan's able to go out to the Imperial Age, gets access to his own bar cannons or trebuchets, it's not really gonna be able to get the castles down right. And MbL slowly but surely gonna start pushing JorDan down. There we go. Fantastic. Kripos is coming up now. Beautiful. Yeah. Now JorDan's making a play for Lone Swords, which doesn't seem like it should work. MbL, he's got a one-click answer to that, with a hand cannoneer being available since the Castle Age, so long as he had gone for chemistry, of course. So it's a little bit of a struggle for MbL to push JorDan back over here, but he is still getting the better end of the deal with the bombard cannons over here, the monks, the House of Wagons as well. Taking the TCs. What is the last map if MbL wins this? Great question. Let me check the map draft. Last map, if MbL wins this one, is gonna be Arena. Wululu. Oh, in the end though! JorDan clutches it up on the right hand side. He takes the castle down. The third one was the charm. The push. This is great. JorDan might not be out of it just yet. MbL though, MbL's push over here is still very strong. And certainly the red player, the one who's got the grip in the game. One of the cripples going down over here. It's going to continue pushing JorDan further and further to the side. So this is not too bad for MbL either. If he's able to keep momentum here, might end up taking game number 4 over here. Might end up getting a full series. Yeah, and JorDan goes on to call the GG. As well play, and MbL takes game number 4. And JorDan's home map, no less. But keep in mind, he just made use of Bohemians. And the next game is going to take place on Arena. So what gives? What is MbL going to have to use? We're going to find out. Let's take a look at the achievements then, as usual. We're going to see for military a better KD for MbL, surpassing 4 to 3, while for economy we have a stronger economy for MbL. Just barely though, only about 1,000 extra resources. Pretty close in terms of society over here for both these players. In the end, it's going to be 34 villages going down for JorDan throughout the game versus 37 villages going down from MbL throughout the game. So yeah, not too much to take a look at over here. Let's just go back. Hey Teo! Hi. Harker Massive as well. Welcome you guys. Hope you're doing alright. Bigly, is that correct? Let me know if I'm saying that right, as well as George Laws. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, otherwise let me know. Regardless though, we are in game number 5, the full series of the day over here. We have JorDan playing in the blue color towards the northeast with the Poles. And for MbL playing with Britons, who's gonna be towards the southwest. Beagle. Okay. Alright. And yeah, let's talk about the civilizations over here. Starting with the blue players. The Poles are going to have 5, 10, 15, 20 HP regeneration on villagers per minute, depending on the age. Increasingly so, of course, at 5 in the Dark Age, 20 in the Imperial Age. Besides that, we also get for poles access to Fallwork. And Stone Miners, in the patch that they played this game on, get 0.5 units of gold per each unit of stone that they collect. And in the current patch, like after the update that came out 2 days ago, the poles got changed so that their Stone Miners produce only 0.33 units of gold per each unit of stone that they mine, right? One extra range on foot archer units per age in the castle and Imperial Ages, +1/+2, except for skirmishers. Besides that, Britons get 25% faster working Harleybulls. Oh, actually, Shepherds rather. 25% faster working Shepherds. We're gonna see for them 50% wood discount on TCs starting at the Castle Age. And finally, for the team bonus, 20% faster working Archer ranges. And last time that I saw Britons on this map, we saw full crossbow in the Castle Age to try and collect the relics, and I don't recall it actually working out too well, so I guess we are going to find out. Now against Poles, that's certainly going to put Britons in a little bit of an awkward spot. We'll see. Let's go and take a look at the map generation, starting with the blue player. What do we get from Mr. JorDan? He's got first off the main gold over here towards the southeast, and then he's got the secondary goal on the left hand side. Of course, the third goal is going to be outside the walls. Main stone is on the back, secondary stone is on the right hand side towards the south over here. And the most important thing is, I believe both these goals are too far away from the walls, and we have talked about this before, right? If your opponent scouts from outside the walls in this direction, they might get enough vision if your resources are close enough to the walls, but the way that the map generated for JorDan is not going to allow that for MbL. Taking a look at the red player's map generation, and by the way, both these guys going out to the field H already, it's going to be fast castle. But yeah, taking a look at the map generation then for the red player, we're gonna get the main goal on the right hand side. We have a secondary goal on the left hand side. Besides this, we're gonna have a third goal outside the walls. It's just to be expected, right? Secondary stone outside the walls, and then the main stone is for now. This one is actually close enough in such a way that if we are to see the blue player go on a straight line, oh my lord, what did I do over here? Oops, sorry. There we go. So if we are to see the blue player scout in a straight line around here, right? With his scout, he is going to get vision of this, and that could potentially influence castle location, because if we were to see because by getting vision of the resources inside the walls, he can then influence, or that knowledge is going to influence his decision as to where to locate the castle, where to place the castle. And by putting the castle up over here, he will be able to deny this. He will be able to deny this. But because of the map generation from MbL, he will also be able to deny this gold, leaving MbL only on one gold over here on the back. And the interesting thing about this, though, is that JorDan wouldn't have a clue about this gold being here. He would just be targeting both these resources, and then he would end up denying this one just by chance. Alright. Castle is on the way already for MbL. JorDan's gonna be on his way up in a moment. He's taking a little bit longer. He's got the market, the stable. There we go, and the castle is on the way. For relic distribution, on the other hand, we'll see that 3 relics are actually favoring JorDan. That is not a small amount. This one, and this one. And meanwhile, for the red player, well, we have this one and this one, right? So it's, I don't know, man. The map generation seems to be favoring JorDan a little bit, from the way the resources are exposed inside the walls to the way that the relics are distributed as well. I know, I'm liking JorDan's map generation over here a little bit better. Gonna be honest, I'm liking JorDan's civilization over here a little bit better. We are gonna see. Let's take a look at this. Yeah. And JorDan's paying attention. He's not going to let MbL cheese his way into a scout kill. Take a look at this. He is one tile too far away. Once he gets to the castle edge, however, that's when he's going to get enough vision to spot the gold. Yeah, there we go. Castle edge here for MbL. Not here yet for JorDan. JorDan's just trying to keep an eye on the gates. This is all that he sees. Second TC for MbL, third TC for MbL. No stable. No monastery. No nothing. There we go, Castle Age is here. Second TC, common name for JorDan. Let's get the first monk coming out as well. Yeah, overall, it's looking good for the bull player. He's gonna be the first player to go out and start collecting the relics. Meanwhile, MbL seems to be giving up on this. This is really bad for the late game for MbL. Not only does JorDan with the poles get an incredible civilization for economy in the later stages of the game by you know, by virtue of having access to the folwark. Also, of course, you're gonna see also for JorDan, if he ends up collecting all 5 relics, a much better position in terms of gold income too. Oh, JorDan's actually following the monk. Alright. You go, boy. Take them all. Yeah, it's going after the next one. 30C is coming out for JorDan. Meanwhile, MbL's already been able to get ahead by about 7 workers. Yeah, there we go. He's going after the 4 relics first. Yes, sir. Just gonna take this one. And once again, MbL is not going for relics whatsoever. The interesting thing though is he seems to be playing just for economy, but then at the same time, he's not having a 4 TC either. So JorDan could go for a 4 TC. He's got stone, he's got the wood right now as well. No, he's just going for folwarks. Alright. The rest of the relics are streaming in. Screen size? What do you mean? Nice snipe? The only scout that we have left for MbL. There we go, finally a 40C is coming up for MbL. I have to buy the stone for it. And JorDan's not going for any extra TCs himself, just gonna play on 3 TCs over here, which will allow him probably to go up to the Imperial Age a little bit earlier. Not only does he get extra resources from the folwark, his economy is gonna be pretty good, but also because he's not spending anywhere near as many resources in going for the extra TC and going for the extra villagers, right? That's gonna allow him to save enough resources to go up to the Imperial significantly earlier. You take a look at MbL and he's so far away. You take a look at JorDan and he's so close. Well, not necessarily so close right now, but he is getting close very quickly as well. All 5 relics here. We go in favor of JorDan. Conversion coming up. He's not gonna be able to get it, I think. One more hit. He got it. He got the monk, and then the scout went down. But JorDan does end up collecting this relic. And this one is too far away for MbL to really contest. Not to mention the fact that, of course, MbL has not really been going for monasteries up until this point, right? He's going for the first monastery right now. Come on, man. This is so late. There is no way MbL will ever be able to get a single relic. And JorDan's already on his way to the Imperial. So we saw this unfold in front of our very eyes. We saw this happen. We noticed the lead from JorDan. We were expecting him to be able to use it to go up earlier, and he is gonna be up earlier to the Imperial Age and MbL. MbL is not going to lag behind by too much. Probably going to be a minute and a half at most. But this puts JorDan in a very good spot anyway. MbL is going for a defensive castle. This is gonna make it impossible for JorDan to go for a castle like the one that I was suggesting earlier. So it's actually a very good location for MbL. Prevents a potential castle location from JorDan that would prevent MbL from getting access to 3 resources. Kelts need the Christmas buff. Kelts are fine. We need more Black Forest, that's what we need. And this castle's coming up over here. Let me take a look. JorDan. Yeah, he noticed about the castle, so he's going for the castle a little bit farther back, so it does not get spotted immediately. In the end, we do see the Imperial Age coming up over here about a minute and 34 seconds earlier for JorDan. In the end, it's not too bad. There we go. 10 seconds from now, JorDan's gonna get to the Imperial Age already. We take a look at MbL's point of view, and once again, he is absolutely clueless as to what's really coming his way from the fog of war. There we go, the castle's coming up. Still does not know about this though. Well, now he should know. Yeah, now he knows about the castle, of course. Here they just there. For MbL, Trebuchet is on the way. We already have the second Trebuchet for JorDan and MbL. So most likely now going to win the list of the castle over here if he plays his cards right. Might be able to take on the castle from JorDan as well. However, the blue player doesn't need this castle to stay up for too long. All that he needs right now really is take the castle down from MbL, prevent Lombos, and get the Shlachta privileges upgrade as well. Skirmishers on the way for JorDan, going for full skirm and bombard cannon. Third Trebuchet is here, ready for JorDan. MbL's got the second Trebuchet, the blue player is looking very strong over here. The red player is trying to catch up, fighting for his life. To be honest, either of these players would probably fit a similar role in the main event because both these guys are so damn close. So much so that if this was a best of 7, we would probably have a 3-3 score in a potential 6th game. So it's not... Yeah, you know, whoever wins over here is not necessarily going to be the absolute best player between both of these. That's what I'm trying to say. And in the end, the cast goes down from MbL JorDan. JorDan's been able to keep the Trebuchets up for the most part, as MbL could not go for Warwolf on time. Trebuchets are still going to be only 15% accurate. There we go. Beautiful. The trade war, man, should be going in favor of the Britons. Without Werewolf, not so much. Now he's gotten it. He's finished researching it. He's got another castle. He's finished researching Werewolf. This is extremely important. This upgrade, these trebuchets from the red player are going to become 100% accurate, and they're going to have blast radius as well. So you can see the trebuchets going down right away from JorDan. And what do we get for the blue player? He's going to end up losing the castle over here. He's not gone for Jack the privileges yet. Now he's got scale rather than armor coming up. But if he ends up losing the castle over here and against 4 trebuchets, he's most likely not going to end up losing this one. If he ends up losing the castle before he gets to stack the privileges, he won't be able to make a play for knights. So MbL is actually looking so much better right now when I was expecting this one to go perhaps in favor of JorDan if we were to just you know, evaluate this on the matchup. But MbL's done a great job keeping himself alive. He's got a second castle on the way as well, a third castle on the way. Technically the third and fourth castles, but second and third that he's still going to have up in any case. And now MbL is starting to get some momentum. With the extra castles, his longbows production is going to be so much stronger. Triples. The second and third castle up already. And JorDan, well, JorDan's managed to get a castle up. Back home, he's got... There we go! He's got Schlock the privileges for a moment. He was going for Lahitic Legacy. That seemed like a misclick, and he's got Cavalier. Chain Bar than Armor. Slack the privileges. JorDan. Should be able to start swarming MbL's base with Cavalier very soon. So long as his economy is strong enough. He needs, in my opinion, more food workers. Let's take a look. How many stables do we have for JorDan? He's going for more. Up until this point, he had about 4. Now he's going for 3 additional ones. That's going to be 7. And conscription's coming in as well, so that's going to increase production. Siege engineers coming up. Yeah, and he cannot really engage with the trebuchet. Bow! Boulder to the head. For the bombard cannon over there. Now we have Lahitic Legacy coming in for JorDan. Okay. Okay, remember, scouts from Poles, they get 1 bonus damage against archer type units. And Lahitic Legacy makes it so that they get... is it trample damage or is it blast? Splash damage, rather. It's an area of effect of some sort. I don't remember if it's splash or trample. I think it might be trample. But we'll see. For the time being, he's not really going for it, though. As a matter of fact, I don't think he's gone for the upgrades for Winged Hussar yet. It's just going to be Cavalier. Meanwhile, MbL's going for... He's gone for Elite Longbow already. And now he's got Yeoman coming up. So that's going to bring these guys up to 12 range. 6+6. Here comes the Cavalier, though. That's what I'm talking about. The swarm commences. JorDan's gonna be very soon. 200 populations coming in right away. The quick one's coming out from JorDan against JorDan's units from MbL. Not going to be strong enough, and JorDan's trying to come in over there. Is gonna be able to get some of the villages down. However, we have a lot of longbows over here in the choke point behind the trebuchets, and that is a beautiful, beautiful bit of unit control over there from MbL. Little player will have to disengage over here as he waits for extra units to come out. He finally gets a 200 population, and MbL, he's got 4 halberdier, and he's on 200 population. He's completely overboomed. With the trebuchets on the left-hand side, the castle crumbles from MbL. They're going to be able to keep on going for quite as many longbows anymore, and with a halberdier production over here being as constrained as it is by the population, especially MbL's villagers taking so much space, right? It's no wonder that JorDan's looking much stronger over here. So let's take a look if he can actually make this one work. Let's bring the trebuchets over. Still have 3 castles, as MbL did go for a 3rd castle over here in JorDan. We take a look at the range of these trebuchets. It's gonna be able to target just the 1 castle. It's gonna target the left-hand side. 1 yet. Here comes JorDan. That is a lot of pressure. We have Lombos over there. Halberdier seems to be sufficing for MbL to defend himself against JorDan just fine. And we see our ballistas on the way now for JorDan, in addition to Catram coming in, which is also going to be a fantastic meat shield against the Lombos. Doesn't seem like it's going down though. MbL's gonna need to deploy his own trebuchets to take these ones down. Remember, 100% accuracy for MbL should allow him to get a much better engagement. But both these castles are under a lot of pressure. 3 trebuchets taking the right-hand side wall, 3 trebuchets taking the center castle as well, which means with all its castles, MbL is left in only 1 fortification to defend himself with. And that means production potential is not anywhere near as high for Lombos anymore. MbL is going to be relying only on Halberdier. JorDan, he's going for Siege Ram. Fantastic. Fantastic meat shield. He's got to be careful. The no ballistics for MbL too. And JorDan. Yeah, you know, he's going for another castle on the left-hand side. Could make a play for Obuk as well against the Halberdier. But honestly, our Ballister seems like it's the better choice. Our Ballisters, Sietram and Cavalier against Halberdier and Lombos is going to go in favor of the blue player for sure. We just don't have enough units over here for him to actually fight against this with. The Arbalists are doing some good damage though against Halberdier, but it's gonna take some time. We don't have too many units over here, so you can only reduce these so quickly, right? We have a lot of extra Halberdier coming up over here. MbL's producing non-stop. Just trying to keep his ball of Lombos alive once again. He can really replenish these units because of having a single castle, so... JorDan's going to take the fight over here, still enables in the majority of the Cavalier just so he can close the gap and start reducing the deadly ball of Arbalesters, actually Lombos over here that MbL's got. Now with the Arbalesters coming forward as well, plus the Sea-Trams coming over here and soaking so much damage, and take a look at that! MbL is targeting the Sea-Tram over here. This requires so much unit control from MbL just to keep up. But pow! Big shot over there. The Arbalest is going down to the trebuchets. And let me just go back so that you can see exactly how deadly our trebuchets are against Arbalesters. Take a look at this. Pow! Huge shot over there. Bunch of Arbalesters going down. I'd say about 8 or 9. 9. Here comes JorDan once again, pushing extremely hard with the Sea-Trams. He puts these forward. It's gonna be a fantastic meat chill once again, and then he can make a play for the Arbalesters from behind. He can make a play with the Cavalier once again. Pretty difficult if he doesn't bring anything in addition to the Sea-Trams, of course. These will end up getting cleaned up. But now he's bringing the Cavalier, now he's bringing the Arbalesters. Going to take these down. Population for MbL. A little bit lower compared to JorDan. Very close still. The Cavalier are coming over. The House Foundation is not going to hold on over here for much longer, of course. So MbL is going to try to bring the Halberdier. Map control is so crucial in this position for JorDan. If he ever hopes to keep on going for the Cavalier play over here for Sea-Trams as well, right? These are not cheap units. 75 gold apiece for the Rams. He needs the map control. He needs access to all the extra golds that he can potentially get access to. You can see over here, he already ran out of gold, right? He's got just 2 golds left. MbL. On the other hand, is kind of trying to endure, trying to outlast JorDan over here. But even if he manages to survive until JorDan eventually runs out of gold, man. The thing about JorDan is he's got 5 relics and he's got Lehitic Legacy. All he's gotta go for is the light cavalry and wing Hussar upgrades, and he's gonna be in a much better position against the Britons in a later game situation, right? So yeah, Lehitic Legacy and also a crap ton of bulwarks. Just got ballistics. Well, he doesn't have a castle anymore. What good is that going to be? The Cavalier coming over. JorDan is finally making the play though for the Hussar. I'm liking this so much better with skirmishers coming up. Making the transition to trash units, and this should actually work out pretty well for him. The meat shield from Winged Hussar over here is going to be so much better against standard, you know, unlike standard Hussar compared to standard Hussar. Because of the area of effect, these units are significantly stronger. They're going to be targeting more than one unit when the units are kind of cramped together, like MbL's got them over here, right? So here come the Winged Hussar. He was able to breach through the walls on the left-hand side. MbL is completely exposed right now. The Winged Hussar going straight to the back. The soft underbelly over here of MbL's economy will be completely exposed, as now the red players got only 3 TCs to protect an economy of over 100 villages. They can only garrison 45 villages at a time. So JorDan, with the Winged Hussar, even if he does not have plate bar than armor, should still be in a position to take a bunch of the villages down. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing performance over here for JorDan. As you can see, guys, MbL starts to fall apart at the seams. 148 population, while JorDan's locked at 200 pop. Bunch of units coming up, and because he took the time to save some resources, it's gonna make a play right now once again for the Cavalier. Here he comes with C-Trans once again. MbL was trying to make a play for barracks, but it's not going to be strong enough. At the very least, shouldn't be strong enough against JorDan's push. And everything seems to be favoring the blue player over here. The Raiden seems to be on the wall, spelling pretty grim news for MbL. Not the player to walk away the saddest, most likely, because even if he was to lose game number 5 over here, you know, MbL still gets a decent chunk of change just from participating in the qualifiers, so it's not going to be too sad for him. But JorDan certainly seems to be the one over here who's controlling this game. With the Cavalier going to the very back over here of MbL's economy once again. A few house foundations are coming out. Doesn't seem like he should be able to keep the houses up for too long. But the Cavalier are going to breach through. Yeah, there we go. Check this out. The skirmishers coming over as well should be able to prevent the walls from staying up for much longer. Here come the Cavalier, not quite. The skirmishers will still end up taking a bunch of the villages down, though. Over here with Bracer already in chemistry, these guys are actually quite deadly on their own right. Everyone's open all along up in the north. Go figure. Seems like JorDan hadn't realized about it, but now he did. And MbL goes down to 80 workers, 135 population. JorDan still on 200 population, a lot of skirmishers and Cavalier queued up. Looking good. MbL being the resilient player we have all come to know him as. Not gonna be the one to call the GG unless the game is absolutely lost. Even if it seems absolutely lost already from a spectator's perspective. MbL's not going to do anything but to give it his all. Very soon though, as tragically the red player keeps on dropping population, it's going to go under 100 pop, and that's usually about the threshold that I notice most pro players will finally call the GG in games that seem pretty one-sided. MbL seems to be getting closer and closer to that threshold. As a matter of fact, it's got no military production whatsoever, right? It's got just food workers. Yeah, and he knows he cannot keep on going over here. anymore, so he calls the GG. And guys, after a full series of 5 games back to back over here, trading blows, these guys. We'll see the conclusion over here as JorDan ends up taking the series with a final score of 3-2. He takes it over MbL. And JorDan will be the player then to move on to the main event to fill in for either Mr. Yo or Manchester. I'm not really sure who he is filling in for, but in the end, it's going to be very, very good. Well played. JorDan 3, MbL 2. Let's go for the achievements one final time. We'll see a better KD for JorDan overall. For the economy, a stronger economy for JorDan as well. Collecting about 29,000 actually extra resources compared to MbL. So not particularly close. And just goes to show how strong of an economy the Poles get. The full work, absolutely insane. The 5 relics, well, you tell me, 5,000 of those 29,000 extra resources just came from the relics. So well played. JorDan moves on. MbL sees the end of the road right here.